Now here is something quite special. Look at that. I don't think I've ever seen that on the wild land here. Not since I was a kid have I seen this, I think. That, I believe, is a cocoon for a monarch butterfly. Cool. That peach has made it out of its tube here. Better get a cage on it this winter or else it's going to be nipped down. I don't want any peaches nipped down this time. This is where I'm trialing domesticating wild rice, and it looks pretty good right now. Look at that. This is way ahead of schedule, I think. It's going to have rice on here to pick in a couple weeks. Not even a week. Look at all those really nice blossoms there. Yeah. All of them in here looks like. I can't really tell if there's any difference. I put compost on the right side here and not on the left. I'm going to have to get in there and really look at them, I think. Wow, that's really cool that it's that far ahead. Let's come over here to where I didn't do anything. No rice here, not yet, just the plants. It looks like we've got a couple of wild rice to grow here outside of the cages. In years prior, this would all be gone. Now maybe with these cages in here, just having the presence of the cage is enough to have some animals not want to get in there. They're growing, but they haven't headed out yet like those other ones. Here's one that is. That's a head right here. Oh, here's some more. These two cages are cages where they were here last year, so they overwintered here. And these wild rices are definitely ahead. Look at that. That's a big stalk right there. I can't even measure that with my fingers. Next time when I come here, I'll try tying some over like there's pictures of some old jibwas. They tie them around. They use I think a basswood branch and then bend it. They bring it up and then bend it around. Then they take the rice and they have the rice stalks follow that, and the rice seeds are like in here. They bind it all up, and I think it's to keep all the wild rice together as it ripens, because otherwise it's like a 3-week process where it ripens a little at a time. That's pretty cool. That's kind of interesting that this is the rice that is closest to the shade, morning shade. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 plants in there that are producing rice. Here there's quite a few too, but it's a smaller plant. Smaller yet, they're making rice. And when we come over into these cages, they're not even producing any rice yet. I don't know if there's any significance to that, just worth looking at, mentioning. So this is the area that I'm going to make the next wild rice beds at, or pits. And the problem is, this all used to dry out in May, after the spring melt and maybe spring rains, and then it would hold water and that's it. But it's been raining and raining and raining. It doesn't dry out. It's harder to work because the clay just kind of dissolves into nothing. So I've got one pit dug from last year, so maybe we cage it all with the anticipation we can do something whenever it dries out. Vividly colored, so I bet that just hatched. Is that what you call it when they leave their cocoon? Is it hatched? Emerged? What do they call it? We'll see if this beetle will let me show him. He's on a stalk right here. Come on down. There he is, see him? So we're not having any wild rice production in this little pond. There's a little one growing there yet, but it's getting pretty far behind. Last year there might have been a dozen of them in here. So I'm going to pull that cage, put it around a tree. We might be getting a little bit of a wild blackberry snack this year. Yeah, it's good. Ooh, look at more strawberries, or raspberries. They're all over here. I can't spend too much time picking these because I got some stuff I got to do. Have to have nimble fingers. I just dropped one. Pick two to drop one. You don't drop them when you don't have many in your hand, but then there's a saturation point. You just have to kind of cup the back of your hand a little bit. That one's got a bunch of something on it. I don't want that one. Here's my licking branch. We have got visits because you can see the ground has worked a little bit. I got it hanging from some hay twine, baling twine. The baling twine lasts a long time, so I think this will stay here for a while. You can see the deer have been grazing on these wapato, these duck potatoes. So it's a deer food. Yeah, that's good. They have a nice diverse diet here. They'll be even sweeter to eat. The deer are also browsing the thimbleberries. These are thimbleberry leaves. Threw wild rice seed along the length of this short little vernal pool, which never dries up because it never stops raining. And there's still some living here. There's one right there, there, 3, 4, 5. Not sure if those two are or not. That'd be 6, 7. Oh, there's one hidden in behind there, so 8. One over there, 9. I thought for sure the deer would have these browse to nothing. This has been a walkway for deer, but the deer, I don't see any fresh tracks in there, so they must have found a different route to walk through. Or maybe this is less profitable. It's better to walk on the bank where all the food is. Not worth going after a couple little wild rice stalks. Okay, we'll see what happens. I transplanted this elderberry in here as a pretty big plant. It had a big root system. That part is dead, but it sent out a brand new one out of the roots. This one looks pretty good. Pretty tough looking. We'll see how it goes. Raspberries. Some on the other side too. That one's pretty hard. look at, there's a wasp on that one. Here's another one. Must be a nest around here. Suppose we better not dally around here too much.